Hey there, and welcome to a new installment in this series of multiplayer Hearts of Iron 4 with the Carnage group. I am Captain Easy, and this is Chapter 4, Do or Die. Just a quick recap. I lost a bunch of panzers initially on a tactical mistake. This slowed me down in Belgium significantly. I have spammed BF 109s with strong upgrades, and they kicked ass initially, giving me air superiority. As the offensive stalled, the Spitfires of the Royal Air Force increased rapidly in numbers, making my air operations very costly. Also, the French player had built a strong line of forts in northern France, the Picardy line. Here, bloody battles have raged, but the German forces is not getting through, so far. Now, as you may recall, by changing the width of the front, inserting panzers at a suitable breakthrough moment, adding the entirety of the Luftwaffe and even deploying the Kriegsmarine into the English Channel, the Germans are putting all their Deutschmark at this last ace of spades. This is do or die. While the Wehrmacht was struggling to advance into Reims and Amiens, the Führer pushed his allies to support him in any way possible. The 28th of March, Japan declared war on the Allies. The wildfires are spreading. After besieging the French coast for a week, bombarding the British troops with naval artillery, the reality caught up with the Kriegsmarine. In terms of guns and torpedoes, the two sides were fairly even, and although the Royal Navy had carriers with torpedo bombers, the Luftwaffe had land-based torpedo bombers patrolling the coastline. A furious naval battle erupted during dismal weather conditions, hard winds and rain whipping the crews as it ran between battle stations on board rocking armored hulls. Caught up in the battle, the task force of the Kriegsmarine could no longer keep up its shore bombardment. With the threat of the naval artillery gone, the British forces managed to reinforce the front lines in the last moment, and it seemed, yet again, that the Germans couldn't quite penetrate the Picardy line at Amiens. The Kriegsmarine orderly pulled out of the English Channel and retreated into port. It was a defeat, but not catastrophic in terms of losses. Worse, however, was being denied to support the panzers at Amiens. So the Battle of Amiens was close again to push through, but the Brits managed to reinforce. As you saw, I had some naval shore bombardment, and that helped for sure. But now, after a while, the Brits realized what I was doing and attacked me. The losses weren't too bad, but I couldn't keep it up. So I will try now this battle in Reims, but it's not going too well, and it's costly. You know, it's insanely costly. I've been receiving a lot of equipment, but it's not enough. So this is one more last try to push through, but I think this is really hard. And the guys have been trying to be supportive and with various kinds of action, and right now Japan is. What is Japan doing? Are you taking anything?
Yes. I'm attacking France, and
yeah,
I'm about to attack Guangxi.
All right, good. So he's at least forcing the Allies to pay some attention to that front line. So in a while, I will try to make Guderian push for Reims and see if that might work. I'm just going to try to make these French soldiers a little bit tired first. But you see, it's a problem with supplies. And the air war were horrendous. I mean, the battle was extremely costly, even though I had the radar. I mean, the radar is just doing some good. This isn't enough. I have completely lost the race for air superiority. Yeah, I was trying to get a short frontage, but you see the stats are quite ridiculous. It's just been going too far, I think. They are too dug in, and
they have air superiority, it's really, really hard to get anything done at this point. It's quite a clear sign that you need to be faster in France or you are dead. After a lot of dying, a lot of pushing, I have a little bit of leverage here. I'm pushing for Reims. My armor is really good, so although they don't have full supply, they are still packing some damage, and you see that the enemies cannot penetrate properly. But they reinforce quickly, so it really takes an effort to push through. I mean, it's obviously this way in Hearts of Iron, that it's Hearts of Iron 4, that it's really hard to push through a dug-in enemy. You see these values. Yeah, this is tough. But let's see now. I put all my remaining planes into this fight and see if we can get anything done. But you see my planes are down to, well, the last embers, really. So we'll see. But at least Japan is making progress.
Yeah.
And Hong Kong is falling soon? Was that
Yes.
what I heard?
Yeah.
All right, well, that might startle the British into panicking, I guess.
Exactly.
As the battle for Reims ended in another failure, it was finally accepted by the German High Command that pushing through the Picardy line was futile. Parading their massive heavy panzers at the border, Germany initiated peace talks. With Japan going on a rampage in Asia, the Allies quickly saw the logic, and terms, which nobody was entirely happy with, could be agreed upon. Discontent against the Führer rose rapidly when the knowledge of the death toll of the German soldiers became somewhat public, and Hitler had to flee together with the also very unpopular Mr. Mussolini. Being left alone in Asia, Japan sent vengeful agents after the duo, who, after a perilous journey, found refuge with a desert chieftain in Ethiopia. Well, that's alternative history for you. We actually continued a little bit more just for fun, but the game was lost. With Allies already outproducing Allies with the Axis and Soviet Union and US being allowed to enter the war in 1941 according to our house rules, nothing could change the outcome. So, what's the lesson learned? Well, firstly, don't lose a bunch of panzers early in the game as Germany. It's very not good. Secondly, pay attention to the timing of when you peak in your production of critical things like planes and armor. But keep in mind, the reality in multiplayer doesn't always match your plan. Be flexible. Eisenhower said, "A plan is nothing, planning is everything." Thirdly, forts are way too cheap to build in Hearts of Iron 4. We have now modded them to be more expensive in the next game. Fourthly, I think I've overvalued the importance of radars over Belgium. Historically, the Brits could see, with a combination of radars and ground stations, they could really see what the Germans were sending during the Blitz, so they could match the response of fighters. So I think based on history, I overvalued the Hoi 4 radars. I think the outcome, the high ratio of UK losses in that fight was due to the poor models that they had initially in the fight in comparison to my Bf 109s, and perhaps not as much due to the radars as I thought. And lastly, I don't think my investment in the Gross-Traktor divisions paid off. I mean, they did some good, but they were way too expensive. You know, they were called Gross-Traktor only to fool the Allies during the Versailles Treaty. It was, of course, a breach of the treaty to produce heavy armor, and thus the project was successfully camouflaged by the name Gross-Traktor, or Big Tractor. I guess it wasn't that bad for its time, but it didn't fit into Guderian's Blitzkrieg doctrine, so only 6 was built and 3 were actually sent to Norway. So let's end it there with a picture of the last naval battle result. So this was my first Hoi 4 multiplayer series on YouTube. I hope you like the format. You know, this is not the kind of clip where we know the game far better than you. We don't. We do tons of mistakes. But I think that can also create the atmosphere that, you know, anything can happen. And as you have seen, the storyteller will not always win. Anyways, I'm happy for any constructive feedback on the format from you guys, and please share any thoughts on strategy and tactics. You make my day if you give it a thumbs up. And of course, I invite you to follow the account because more will follow. We have just selected new teams and the planning has just getting started. With that, I wish you all the best. Captain Easy, over and out.